So I decided to have my topic be high school history. That's what I'm kind of going for with my major. I chose this because when it came time to figure out what I actually wanted to teach, um, I had gone to orientation at A&M San Antonio, and one of the ladies around, I guess she was an advisor, she helped me figure out what classes I had to sign up for just by me telling her what my major was, which was supposed to be education and a minor or a focus in history. And she had asked me what my major was. I told her education, and then she told me that I had to pick a focus. And I picked history, kind of in the spur of the moment. I felt kind of rushed because we were sitting there just trying to get the registration done so that we could finish orientation. Um, but I did have an issue with my computer at the time, and it wasn't like allowing me to finish the registration. So she had told me that she was going to fix it on the back end in her office. Whenever I actually started in August, it turns out that she changed my entire degree plan to be a history major instead of an education major with a history focus. So at the end of the semester, my advisor told me that I would have to start over in order to begin the education major degree plan because the history classes wouldn't count towards the education major. So I'd have to start over and I'd probably be a semester behind. I chose not to start over because even being told that I'd have to start over, I decided to stay on the course that I was on. I had to think about whether I wanted to teach history or not and go back to why I even chose it. Yes, it was like in the middle of an anxious, spur of the moment decision, but it was between history and science. And then I remembered how much I did not like chemistry and I didn't like having to come up with chemical compounds in my chemistry classes. And I felt like I probably wouldn't be able to succeed in a science classroom. Um, I've always liked history though, so it seemed the easy choice at the time. Um, it did set me back quite a bit. I'll be graduating in June, but not with an education certification yet. I'd have to go through a separate course to be certified to teach, which hopefully won't take too long since I graduate in June. Um, I have two favorite events in history, the Mexican American War and the American Civil War. Why I chose the Mexican American War? There's two very exciting factors to the war. The first was Hernan Cortez and his determination. He made sure that his army knew that there was no surrender and there was no turning back. When they showed up on this beach for their battle, he burned the boats that they came in on, making it impossible for the army to turn around and run away. The second was the La Malinche. She's the mastermind behind Hernan's first surprise battle victory. She was born into a wealthy family, and her father had died, which mean they lost all their money. So her mom sold her to this Mexican Indian tribe, and later on, Hernan is exploring Mexico, and he finds the tribe, and the tribe gives her as a gift to Hernan. Um, and because she was so wealthy as a child, her parents took her everywhere. She got to travel and she absorbed everything she saw and heard like a sponge. So whenever she was given to Hernan Cortez, she used that previous knowledge to help her pay the way with Hernan. There was a lady who had come to Hernan's village that he was preparing for a battle with another tribe. And she came to the village, and because La Valencia, she spoke her language, they were talking, getting to know each other. And the lady decided to tell La Malinche that these people were going to come and attack Hernan. And the next morning, because Hernan was prepared, because La Malinche had told him about her conversation, they won the battle. I chose the Civil War because it has such a great background. There's so much to expand on, but I chose to keep it short and go through the topic of why it ultimately started. Um, the North and the South were really fighting over whether or not slavery should stay around. And while it sucked that that was even a topic of conversation, they still used the slaves that were still, I guess, under control from the South and used them in the war to have strength in numbers. They still lost, though. These are all the videos that I chose. They're pretty insightful. I watched them. They kind of expand on what I'm looking to hopefully teach in a history course that I hopefully will have the chance to teach in high school. Um, but yep, that's why I chose history. That's why I love history, and these are the facts that I hope I'll one day be able to teach.